not aesthetics. What is this supposed to be? Like, what are you doing?
Decoration. Well, you don't like my idea.
That's why I asked
How
you.
about this one?
I already used that one
When?
a while ago.
See, you didn't know what he's okay. Hold on.
I should get a bigger version of that though. Like a big ass version to put on the wall.
There's gotta be something.
I mean, I don't have to put anything on there yet. I probably will though.
We can stick this to the wall.
Ain't nobody, see the thing is, it's so far back, ain't nobody gonna be able to see what it is. I mean, you won't be able to see it. Nobody's gonna know what that is.
This is the
NANI?!
How'd you get to stand up by itself? Is that like the broomstick?
No, it's because I made it.
Oh.
Don't worry, I'll make it for you.
Okay. I actually do like that though. I just wish it showed up better on the camera. I do like it though. What are you doing? Johnny, you're not putting a whole bunch of stickers on my shit.
What if I just put a pineapple tail
Nah.
on that?
Nah. There's no reason.
But then you just
No.
go like right in the corner on the
Man, hell no.
It's just a pineapple.
Don't put no damn pineapples on my stuff.
Okay, and you come back, it's gonna be pineapple.
Don't put no pineapples on my shit. What? Hey man, don't be kicking my shit. What's up, folks? Welcome back to another brand new episode of Fresh Drop Friday. It is your boy Tony P, and I want to welcome y'all to the brand new setup for Fresh Drop Friday. I got my nice studio cleaned up. It's not finished, so don't. This is not the final product, but you know, we got a nice little vibe going on. You see the face. You see, you know, the lovely Juhani who joined us earlier. But in the meantime, I ain't gonna do too much talking. We got some reviews to get to, so let's get it. First up, we got the brand new project, My Turn, from the homie Lil Baby. When I tell you, I am thoroughly impressed with this project. I won't lie, I was worried about Lil Baby for a little while now. Not so much that he had fallen off talent-wise, but just it just felt like he wasn't getting like a lot of shine towards the end of 2019. With this project and his first single being Something to Prove, I really felt like that was the perfect single to drop for this project, because not that he had anything to prove, but it's good to know that he's thinking, kind of showing up and showing more off with his music. And I think he really did that in this project. Honestly, this is probably the best I've heard Lil Baby sound since the jump, since he's been out. Lil Baby is known for his pocket, that flow that is super popular nowadays. Lil Baby is one of the progenitors of that flow, and when I tell you that man is when he finds those incredible precise pockets to hit and to hit that flow, it's insane. And he does it on every single song on this project. Again, it's something that you really gotta give him credit for when it comes to being consistent as an artist. And he really lets himself shine a lot more lyrically. Like, again, I'm not saying that Lil Baby is the top tier super lyrical miracle rapper. I'm not gonna put that on him. He's not. But give these artists credit where credit is due when it comes to penning these songs. He is putting together some pretty solid lines, and you really just got to give him credit for that. Production wise, very consistent. Nothing crazy. A lot of Quay beats, you know, cut that shit up, Quay. Modern trap production, nothing different. I mean, that's just where Lil Baby shines. But also, I really got to give a shout out to the features. Very well used features. All the features showed up on this project too. Like I'm saying, like I felt like not one feature artist on here felt like he was just a stand-in. Like they felt comfortable, whether it be Future, feature with Wayne was solid. Gunna, of course, you know, him and Gunna, Lil Baby and Gunna are like, you know, R.I.P. Kobe and Shaq, man. Like those guys go together perfectly, complement each other perfectly. So, you know, there's going to be a Gunna feature somewhere around here. Moneybagg Yo feature was really hard because this project is honestly, it's really dope, surprisingly dope. This is the one where you can really look at and be like, okay, Lil Baby's here to make a statement. This might be a statement project, so I got to give it to Lil Baby, him doing his thing. On first listen, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go 4. This is a strong project. I definitely feel like this is one of his better projects moving forward. I'm excited to see what else he has coming out this year. But yeah, Lil Baby, my turn. I'm rocking with it heavy. Nasty project. Next up, we got the brand new project, Everything Sucks, coming from Princess Nokia. This is actually the first drop of 2 coming from a back-to-back drop. There's some pretty solid songs on here. She definitely embraces her more weirdo, alternative life aesthetics on this project. Definitely talking a lot more about being gross, being nasty. It's such an interesting aspect to hear women and, you know, women be some nasty bitches. So I definitely appreciate that. And she gets way more in depth with her life story in general, especially with her last song, Just a Kid, where she basically goes through her life story, tells about her growing up and living with her family at first and having to live with her grandmother because her mom was on drugs, and then grandmother dying and then getting put in the system, and then just growing up from there. So, you know, you really get a better sense of who Princess Nokia is. I feel like that's something that we definitely got to appreciate from artists when they start, you know, divulging a little bit more of themselves in projects like that. So I definitely give her all the credit for that. As far as production wise, production it's a mix of different sounds. It definitely has a lot of modern trap elements, but then it also has like a really weird twist to them. It's kind of really hard to explain unless you really check it out. But it's not a bad sound. It's definitely reminiscent. You're familiar with Princess Nokia's style, you will kind of already hear what she's going for. I personally don't see myself really going back to listen to this too much. Nothing really stood out as far as replay value to me. But with that being said, off first listen, I definitely could do about 3.5. Probably 3.75. I mean, just the quality of the project as a whole is just solid. So I definitely got to give it to her. I'm excited to hear the second drop, which I have not heard yet, but hell, we'll listen to it when we get to it. But as far as Everything Sucks, first listen, I definitely shoot for a 3.5. Right along, we got the new project PTSD coming from the homie G Herbo. And again, I am pleasantly surprised with the project that G Herbo has dropped, man. G Herbo's been in the scene. Definitely not a new artist here. He's actually a very heartfelt storyteller when it comes to speaking on his background as a person growing up in Chicago. So he talks about that a lot on this brand new project. It is definitely the theme and the core of this project. It's just growing up in the mean streets of Chicago, people to drugs, people dying, him having to use drugs to cope with you know, dealing with that, living in Chicago, you know, him coming up as a hip hop artist and still kind of being stuck in that, you know, that hood mentality, that you know, the struggle. And I always appreciate that aspect of projects that give you a deeper look into things and themes of that nature, because I mean, like, that's really what music like this is for, is to give you that full-on look into you know, what's really happening in the streets of any city. So and you know, if you're familiar with the crime in Chicago, you know that's not that's nothing light to speak about. But production wise, pretty well produced. Again, he does do a lot of that offbeat flow, pretty straightforward rapping. No real, I guess, club bangers, no real bangers like that. But all of this is really like heartfelt music. So I definitely gotta give it to him when it comes to writing this. But this is actually very this is one of those ones you really gotta listen to and appreciate the message that is given out. So with that being said, on first listen, I'm giving G Herbo's PTSD 4. Definitely got to give it 4. I think this is one of the ones that you really got to listen to. You got to appreciate the message that it's trying to get across. You got to appreciate the scenery that is setting up for people to really understand what it takes to survive in Chicago. So yeah, I got to give it a 4. Shout out G Herbo. And last but not least, we got the brand new project, Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, coming from Smoke DZA. Admittedly, I'm actually new to really listening and getting into Smoke DZA. I know he's been out for a good while. I haven't had any reason not to listen to him. It's just one of those artists that just never came across my radar. But I've been getting into him a lot lately, and man, when I tell you, I'm just impressed by just the sheer smoothness of his rapping ability. It's just it's just an incredible vibe. I mean, everything I've listened to that he's dropped in the past 6 months, he's dropped at least two other projects in the past 6 months that have been just smooth vibes. Just his flow is just so in tune with whatever the production is that you like. It's just literally just like listening to somebody read a good book, or just like it's a really incredible vibe, man. And I got to give it to Smoke DZA. Just you don't see a lot of that in the industry. Just somebody able to just make it look effortless, and I think that's the big part about it, is that he just makes it look really effortless. So and that's all this project is. I mean, Smoke DZA is one of those guys where you're not gonna get a big single, you're not gonna get you're not gonna see him on the charts anywhere, but you're going to hear good quality music, just good quality. He has features coming from Griselda's own West Side Gun. He has Wale on here. Just the people that you would look for to set up some incredible sounds. Like he just has it on here, just real nonchalant type shit, man. And I gotta give it to him on that. Nothing, like I said, nothing really stood out per se, other than like the entire project is just one of those ones that you could just pop in, ride to, you just good for the whole day. So first listen, I think I'm gonna go with 3.5. It's up there, again, nothing crazy, nothing really out of this world, but it's solid. It's a consistent project. It's just all around a good listen. So I definitely got to give it a Smoke. And that's going to wrap it up for our Fresh Drop Friday. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in again. If you are an artist, or if you know somebody who is an artist that wants their music reviewed, please show them this video. Tell them to hit us up. Throw a comment at the bottom. Let us know that you do music in the comments. Hit us up on Facebook at the TAJ Channel. That's the TAJ, TAJ Channel. Or hit us up on Instagram at 4 ever, EVER, .TAJ, TAJ. Hit us up on there. Send us a message. Send us your music. We'll listen to it. We'll give it a review because, again, we want you guys to get better like y'all want us to get better. We hope. I'm your boy, Tony P, and I love you guys. Bow. don't be doing that.
I'm bored. You're playing with me now.
I told you I'm chilling until I let my phone charge so I can show my video. Hey, look, now that's expensive. I ain't even paid that shit off yet. Stop touching that.
What is this?
It's my vocal thingies.
You have this on?
Yes. Can you please be careful with that? You got slippery fingers. So you look, put my sword and shit back. Jenna, put my shit back.
Who just sliced off my
cut your titty off? Yeah.